Welcome to Sideline Savants, a fantasy football podcast dedicated to helping you set your lineups, navigate the waiver wire, prepare for bye weeks, strategically plan trades, and ultimately win your matchup. Do you have what it takes to become a sideline savant? Yes, we do. That's why we are here. I am here. I am Jason Calenzo, Mr. New York, and I am blessed to be here with my man, Mr. Podcast Smitty, Shannon Smith. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, man? And how was your fantasy weekend?
I'm doing great. Another win, 8-2. This time on behest of Mr. Grit and Grind, Sean Lucas. He got
Mm,
his doors blown off by this guy right here. So another one bites the dust.
good job. That's always nice to get a win. I think you are still in our league. I think you're still in first place. I do believe.
Yep.
I'm right there on the border. I know I'm in the playoffs as we speak. I got, I believe, Carson this weekend that I
Mm-hmm.
beat, and then I had a good performance. So I'm hoping to continue that. Again, got guys. This is that playoff push. I think there's 4 games left before a lot of us get to our playoffs. So if you're right there on the cusp, this is your time to really, really make some smart moves. And this is the time to make a trade. Guys, I know a lot of leagues out there. This is the last weekend or last week that you can actually make a trade in your league. I know some of us have different windows where you're allowed to trade. I know in a lot of my leagues, um, this is it. This is the last week to make a trade. So time to make moves. And I started thinking about trades, Smitty. I'm a lot of it just depends on the league I'm in and who I know and have a rapport with. That's why a lot of times I talk, guys in the beginning of the season, especially if you're in a new league, talk to people, just kind of get to know them a little bit. Kind of, I'm a schmoozer. I like to kind of kind of get to know people a little bit, tell them a little bit about myself, kind of get on their good side and talk them up a little bit. I don't want to give away all my secrets here, but, you definitely want to have allies, especially when you're trying to make the playoffs and you're trying to make a trade. So, Smitty, what is give us a little Smitty secret on what you do for blessing some trades.
Well, I will say this. I've not approached the trades this season. It's been kind of weird for me because I've kind of been like middle of the pack to the low side. It's like my
Right.
first time being up top, man. I'm new at this. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of like, okay, what do I do? So I've had like trades come to me, and I've been one of those like, no, it's every single trade that I've had. I've just been like, no, I don't want to do it because I've been good with what I've had. I'm more of the waiver wire guy there, which has kind of bit me because this week is gonna kind of be a little bit of a litmus test for me to see how I do without some of my big players. So I'm a little worried about it, but when it comes down to trading, I got to be one of those. It's like kind of like maybe next year I figure it out and I see what I need to do as a skillful trader. I may have to go into that. I may have to start being personal and start saying, hey, what's your favorite color? What do you like to do on your
Gotta get
time
on their
off?
good. Gotta get on their good side, man. I
Right.
I I, I like to trade. Sometimes I get a little wrapped up in it, and I get a little too excited. I've had some trades this year that I did that I'm not too proud of, and I've had some trades that I was really and I really made out on. So I think it's easy to get wrapped up in it. You start seeing people trading, and you're like, "Ooh, I want to play too. I want to play," and so you kind of jump in there. Especially, and it's different too. So any of those that have the dynasty league where you can trade and you have draft picks and stuff. I know last year in one of my dynasty leagues, I was kind of right on the cusp there. Did some big trades. I literally got rid of just about every draft pick I had, but I bought a team and ended up winning a championship. Now coming into this year, of course, I didn't have any draft picks. Had to do some wheeling and dealing in the off season. So I mean, sometimes you pay for it. Just depends on what type of league you're in. But guys, get out there. Don't be afraid. Talk people up. especially those at the bottom that aren't going to make the playoffs. Talk to them a little bit and see if you can kind of make a deal here. I'm not saying doing anything shady. We do not approve of shady trades here on Sideline Savants. No money changing hands, no favoritism. This ain't payola, but a little kindness goes a long way. A little, little sweet talk, can still get you something. So get out there, make those trades, guys. Make that playoff push, especially with the bye weeks, especially with a lot of injuries we're still dealing with here. You got to get out there and got to get it done now, man. Don't give up. 4 games left. Make the push. People can fall off. You can vault up, because once you make the playoffs, it's a whole new year. Just start over again. So as long as you can make it, you're good. Especially for those who have, I'm not in any leagues that do that, but if you have like the last place where you get the booby prize, where you have to do something crazy. So y'all better start working on that, especially if you have a league where you have to do something bad. And I'm not any of them yet. We've talked about it, but haven't done any booby prizes yet for losing your fantasy football, because I'm not getting anything tattooed on my butt or anything like that. So, but
no tanking.
No, there's no tanking. There's no tanking for Tua here. Or there's no tanking for Arch. Not in fantasy football, and there's no love loss here. But you know what? Talking about this weekend, we had some stellar performances this weekend. So, of course, Smitty, I need to ask you. I need to know. Inquiring minds want to know, who was your fantasy stud of the weekend?
Show them the picture. Show them.
I had to get a different one because I didn't want to show the same one over and over again. It is Jonathan Taylor. Look, I had to pull this out. This is from the Sleeper app, good guys, which I do recommend if you do fantasy football. Love the Sleeper app. Jonathan Taylor right now, leaps and bounds MVP of the league. He is just on fire. He had one little hiccup down here with that 7 points against Pittsburgh, but almost 50 freaking points against if you went against Jonathan Taylor, lucky enough in none of my leagues, I went against him this week. I have gone against him a couple of times and gotten blasted. But anybody that has Jonathan Taylor on their team right now is probably going to either contend for the championship, be in the championship, or win the championship, especially if Taylor continues to play like that. Excuse me. The only concern I have is, Colts start getting a little ahead too much. Maybe they start resting them. They get them ready for the playoffs. So just be mindful of that, guys. You got to watch that during playoff time. But, man, Look at that. I mean, an okay performance against Miami, but then 29 points, 32 points, 14 points against a good defense, then 31, 23, 34, 37, 49. What's next? Can I get a 75? I mean, what else are you going to do? Six touchdowns? Is he going to do an Alvin Kamara, get the 6 touchdowns, the 6 tutties?
Yes.
Man, what does Jonathan Taylor mean to that Colts team? And what do you see that we haven't seen in previous years from him?
We've seen just dominance. Like this is the year. This is the year that the NFL, I hope the NFL gets it right and gives the MVP to a non-quarterback. I hope they do it. I mean,
I hope so too.
I know that there have been some good quarterbacks playing this year. I know Sam Darnold's been getting it in. I know Matthew Stafford's been getting it in. Of course, I had to say 2 NFC West quarterbacks. I hate them.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Right.
They've been playing good. Drake May has been
Drake May, as I say, Drake May, throw that up in there.
He's been doing great. But I think this is the year that the NFL has got to look at it and say, look, not a sympathy, and it's not a sympathy either. It's not a consolation. No. None of that. It's rightfully so. Because with the way that he has played, Daniel Jones has had a reawakening at the quarterback position. It's opened up that offense
like crazy.
And so this is he is the most valuable player on that squad because would the Colts be winning if it weren't for his dynamic play running the football? I
Nope.
mean, come on.
No, look at the two losses that they had were two bad performances from Jonathan Taylor. So
Right.
um, it does go. And that offensive line, let's give a shout out to the guys in the trenches. That Indianapolis Colts offensive line needs to get props. I would not be surprised. I know they're giving away the Protector Award of the year this year. I think they're starting the best offensive lineman's going to get an
Good.
award this year, kind of like an offensive line MVP. And no, it needs to go to one of the guys on the Colts. I mean, that
Yes.
offensive line is ridiculous right now. You're keeping Daniel Jones upright, which did not happen in New York, and I think that's why he ultimately failed, is because that offensive line in New York was atrocious, and it really kind of still is. But that Colts offensive line, mad props. Um, I think I think he gave everybody Louis bags. He
Yep.
gave them like all kind of people. Like that's the cool part about. I guess you get the running backs give the offensive linemen like jewelry and watches and all kinds of good stuff. So, but shout out Colts offensive line, Jonathan Taylor MVP. He is the MVP of fantasy football right now. I have a really good feeling he's going to go consensus RB1 first round pick, number one pick next year.
Oh yeah.
He has vaulted beyond Gibbs, beyond Saquon, Jacobs, etc. Like he is just leaps and bounds, having an amazing year. But my MVP for the weekend and my stud of the weekend, super duper helped me out a lot. And you talked about him, Mr. Matt Stafford. 37 years old, playing like a young buck. He's had 3 games in a row with 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. The first QB to do that in the NFL, playing good, smart football. And the McVay effect is still there. I think we've slept on the Rams. We kind of thought they were going to kind of disappear. I would not be surprised to see the Rams in the Super Bowl again this year. And
Mm.
Matt Stafford playing himself into the Hall of Fame. I think he was kind of right on the cusp there before. Smitty, what do you think? Do you put Matt Stafford, whether he gets another ring or not? I know he's got one, but right now, would you put Matt Stafford in the Hall of Fame?
It would be hard to say no. It would be hard to say no. First ballot, probably not. But I say that second time around that he probably would.
Right.
The quarterback play has been different, and with the quarterback position being to guys catered to using their athleticism, their feet a little more. Matthew Stafford's one of those throwback quarterbacks that just says, "Hey, I'm gonna throw the ball. I'm a gunslinger. This is what I get paid to do. I'm throwing the football." And not only that, the way that he is developed with the offense as well. I mean, he's got a very dynamic coach when
Right.
it comes down to offense.
Well, yeah,
And
McVay is he's still a brainiac.
he is. And trust me, every single year he knows what he's doing with this offense. And he has been able to cater to Matthew Stafford's strengths, which
Yep.
is getting the ball down the field. And it'd be hard not to say that he isn't a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's got the resume and he's been slinging the ball real well these past couple of years. So
Right.
hey, I see.
He got that
Sadly,
gold honor. He's got the gold on already. Give him a gold jacket. So I mean, he definitely. You talk about him being in Detroit. He was good in Detroit and just turned it up on another level. And it's really cool to see that what he has done. A lot of times you see those kind of trades. Either one team loses, uh, both teams lose, but in this case, both teams have won. With the Detroit Lions and the Rams. But Matt Stafford playing unbelievable football. I'm a little concerned with Devontae Adams. Got a little injury there. So,
mm,
guys, keep an eye on that. I have a feeling he probably won't be playing this weekend. So, keep your eyes open for some other targets. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit, too. So, man, two studs, two guys on a trajectory. Hopefully that continues for a lot of us that have him in our fantasy leagues for the rest of the year, because it's great to see both those guys just having unbelievable performances. So now let's get into some guys that are not doing so hot. I want to talk about time to sit them down. And I'm going to throw some names at you here, Mr. Shannon Smith. And you tell me, sit them or start them. Right now, Jackson Dart, my Giants, we just fired Coach Daboll, which I am super excited about. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's bad. I hate anybody getting a paycheck ripped from their hands. I do not believe that. I know that's really tough. But Brian Daboll has been losing way too much, and it was time for him to go. The Daniel Jones debacle, and then getting just losing some bad games. You're sitting here, you're winning against Chicago. You get Dart hurt. You're I don't know, the play calling and stuff. I don't know, man. Not smart football. Very disappointed in my Giants. I was really excited about them at the beginning of the year, and my excitement has now gone to utter despair. But, Dart being hurt, he's now concussion protocol. I doubt he's going to be playing this weekend. But, Smitty, do you play Jackson Dart at all the rest of this year?
I would play him a little more.
Really?
Let him sit.
Really?
Let him sit with the concussion protocol. Let him sit, of course. Let him get healthy. But I think the Giants have put themselves in a position where they have to play him. I really do. I think that they have. As much as I want this young man to develop, they were hoping for him to play, and they were wanting him to play because of the fact that there's a possibility that he could get them to win better than Russ can. I say give him another game after the concussion. So it'll be a week he sits and everything, gets himself back healthy. Get him back in playing a little bit in that next game. But if the season's going to go to crap worse than what it is, sit him.
Yeah. And I could see that going too, man.
You guys are not Browns Jets level just yet. So it's close. I know. Listen, I know.
There's a little. There's not much there, but there's a little bit.
Listen, I know. But the fact of the matter is, there looks like there's a little more hope on the side of the Giants than it is the other two franchises.
We are still milking Eli Manning. So Eli, we gonna milk you, Eli. You got us some rings here a little while ago. I know it's been 15, 20 years, however long it's been, but we at least have something. Some Super Bowls in the 20s. Neither one of those guys have. I'm sitting him. I'm sorry, Jackson Dart really shouldn't have been playing. I think our season was gone once you saw Scat go down with the injury. Once the losses started happening, I would have pulled in. I would have put Jameis Winston out there. Look, Jameis, go out there. I want, crab legs for everyone. Let's go, Jameis. But put him out there. Look, let him play himself into another job. I think Jameis Winston, for the 4 interceptions you normally get, you're going to get 4 touchdowns. Look, he had a really, really good season and played really well for the Saints last year. I think if you put him out there, you're going to get some excitement. You're going to get some sound bites, which I love. You hear Jameis Winston on the sound bites. I dig it. Look, Russell Wilson, who is a Hall of Fame quarterback. I love him. I think he was really underrated when he was with Seattle, but he's done. Dude, Russell Wilson looks like a statue back there. He is a shell of himself. Guys, you can't put him out there again. Please don't. Put Winston out there. Hell, call Tommy Cutlets back. Just get him on the horn, please. Paisano, please. At least bring him back. Get a little more excitement. You're going to lose the rest of the season, but throw somebody in there. But no, I believe that Jackson Dart needs to sit. He is the future quarterback of this Giants team. They need to revamp that offensive line, which they'll probably do with having a top draft pick next year. So as long as they keep shit in the bed, we'll get a good draft pick, and hopefully, we'll get the number one offensive lineman, etc., to protect Jackson Dart, which we need. But I say sit him. Next guy, the Las Vegas Raiders. Whew, man, poor Geno Smith. I don't know what happened. Went from 4,000-yard Geno to handing out the leaflets there in Vegas on the Strip. He's out there throwing leaflets around. He looks terrible. He looks freaking terrible. But Ashton Jeanty, he's had some brief spurts. Unfortunately, he's playing on a bad team. But again, top pick, future running back. Another loss Thursday night to the Broncos. A real ugly game, and I super hate Thursday night games, but
me too.
But it's pretty much over for the Raiders. I don't see them making any moves. With what just happened to Scatterboo, with what's happening around the league with some of the other running backs and some of the injuries, do you sit Ashton Jeanty for the rest of the year and maybe put a younger cat in there or get some bench guys some playing time? What's your thoughts?
I think it's safe to say to pull the plug and let him sit. I think it is because Jeanty is as opposed to Jackson Dart. I know Jackson is going to be your quarterback of the future, it looks like.
Right.
But if he's the quarterback of the future, then Ashton Jeanty is the running back for the future.
Yep.
And he was the highest picked running back this in this draft. He was one of the most highly touted running backs in this draft, and it was a pretty good running back draft this year, which was really cool to see. But the Raiders know that they got to build around this young man, and I think the best thing for them to do is just to go ahead and just let it go for this year. The Raiders aren't playing for anything. They're in a very tough division, number one. That's the biggest thing, because there's no way they're going to catch the Chiefs.
Or the Broncos. Nope.
There's no way they're going to catch the Chargers or the Denver Broncos, so forget about it. There's no need to damage this young man or run this young man anymore. Right. So I'd say go ahead and have Ashton Jeanty sit for the rest of the season.
And I agree. Just too many variables. You need to rest them up. Look, I have a feeling Carroll will also be gone at the end of the season too. I have a feeling there's going to be some major overhaul changes, especially Tom Brady whispering in people's ears over there in La La Land, in Las Vegas. So it's time to kind of start dialing those guys back. Save your same thing with Brock Bowers. I think it's time to kind of dial their snaps back a little bit and start fading them away, because the season's done. Save your guys. Do not lose them to an Achilles. Do not lose them to a freak injury. We saw what happened to Tank Dell last year. Yep. Towards the end of the season, and then you end up losing them for all next season. So don't let this happen to you guys. Sit them. Jaden Daniels. I'm up here in the DMV. Definitely a disappointing season after a phenomenal season last year. Ahead of the curve last year. The curve done hit him in the head this year. Washington, the Commanders, just riddled with injuries. It's stuff you can't get over with McLaurin and their wide receiver core. Their running back, I don't know what they're doing at running back. It just, Bill ain't the answer. Sorry, Bill. But Jaden Daniels, of course, with the elbow arm, your arm's not supposed to go that. He had like the G.I. Joe arm where you kind of bend it and it pops off and you kind of have to put it back on with the little knot on there. But no ligament damage. So they're thinking, well, maybe we can put him back out there. Again, a team not going anywhere, a team not really poised to make any kind of playoff rush. Jaden Daniels has already been hurt this year. I think it's time to sit him. I think the Commanders need to dial him back, put him down. Anybody that's worth anything on a team, sit him. Get prepared for next year. This year's a lost season. But Jaden Daniels, with the funky elbow, man, if he's good, do you put him out there? Do you risk your franchise quarterback.
No, you don't do that. They haven't been getting bad output from Marcus Mariota. They've just played teams that just beat the crap out of them, is what it
Yeah,
is. It's not the fact that Marcus Mariota is a bad quarterback. It's just the fact that they're just overmatched. I
right.
mean, the teams they've played have just overmatched them. And so that's what you have to deal with. That's what you have to live with, sadly. It's just teams out there built. They're built to be very good teams. Once again, they saw Seattle. Was it them that saw Seattle last week? Wasn't it Seattle?
Oh, geez, man, now my brain's not working.
But
Now I got to look at that
they
now.
because they
No, was
played
this?
Washington. No, because Washington played Detroit
Yeah, no,
on
it
Sunday Night
was.
Football last week,
Yeah, hold
and
on.
they tore them
I
up.
can't. I can't. My brain's not working now.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it was
Yeah, it was the
Seattle.
Lions. The Lion. No, it was Lions whooped them up
Okay, I got it
44-22.
right.
I
Okay,
don't
cool.
know how I forgot that, but yeah,
Oh yeah, the Lions tore them up, and it was
44-20.
bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It was Sunday Night Football. No,
Yep,
it was Sunday Night Football, and
yep.
it was bad. Like, so the Lions are just the Lions are the Lions. They're overmatched you. It is what it is. They're not getting bad output from Marcus Mariota, from other players on their squad. It's just, I mean, you don't want to put Jane Daniels out there. You don't want RG3 2.0 to occur. You don't want that. I mean,
Mm-mm.
because what could have been for RG3? What could have been for Alex Smith?
Mm.
What could have been for those guys? And I'm not saying that Washington planned all that, which of course they didn't.
Right,
Injuries happen,
right.
but you also got to look at it and chunk it up to the fact of what could we have done and how did we get here? And so injuries are a part of the game. Once again, as a 49ers fan, I have empathy but no sympathy.
Right.
So, I mean, injuries happen, but it's next man up every single time. Get those guys healthy, get back right. Don't force them back in because if you do, you can cause more long-term damage. So, Jane
Right.
Daniels, you gotta play him next year. It's charge it to the game. You know, it is what it is. They're not going
Yep.
to get to the division. Sit him.
Nope. Said him. I would totally agree. Um, yeah, you can't jeopardize your future to win a few games, and this is where in the NFL where coaches kind of play for their jobs every week. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care who you are as far as a coach. I mean, there's a handful of coaches that are safe, but after that, there's nobody. I mean, you got maybe the top 5 to 8 coaches out there, and then everybody else is literally playing for their job every week. And then sometimes they force things. Sometimes um, they just try too hard, and they use these players to save their jobs, and it comes back and bite them. AKA Brian Dable. I mean, this came back and bit him. I don't think Jackson Dart should have really even started this year with the way they start out. But that's a whole nother subject. I don't want to get all ranty on Brian Dable ruining the Giants. Um, we'll talk about that later. But my last one here, we got Joe Big Toe Burrow ramping up, talking about coming back for Thanksgiving, a little Joe Burrow feast. The Bengals, man, that Bengals defense, oh, terrible. That Bengals offensive line, beyond terrible. Um, I don't see the Bengals making a push, especially with Pittsburgh up there. The Ravens are making their push. I don't see the Bengals doing anything of consequence. Would it be smart to just shut Burrow down for the year as opposed to throwing him out there and risking, again, long term injury?
If Joe decides to come back, you better sign a waiver. He better sign a waiver. You know, you look, you got a bad defense and a very bad offense. You
It's
running for
pan.
your life out
It's a
there.
pan.
If you go out there, this is what will happen to
uh,
you. This is not an if, is when. So,
yeah,
I
man.
mean, as much as I would like to see Joe go out there, I would. I'd really like to see Joe go out there, but I don't think he should. Lord have mercy. I mean, but also too, think about this. would Joe be auditioning for other teams if he went out?
I don't think he's got to audition though. He's already has. I mean, he had a phenomenal season last year behind a crappy offensive line and a really terrible defense. He threw for over 4,000 plus yards. He's been to a Super Bowl. So I don't think he really has to audition. I think he's already got a gig. There's 132 teams, figure a handful. I'd say there's probably 20, at least 20 teams out there that would sign Joe. They literally would go in the locker room now and throw all their starting quarterbacks gear out into the street just to put Joe Burrow in there. Now they would literally, you remember Major League when Wesley Snipes woke up outside on the cot? Yep. I mean, that's literally it. Like, Justin Fields, every quarterback in Cleveland, the Tua, I mean, you name it. The Saints, all them guys, they would go in their locker room. Now, guys, you got to go. Yeah, they would throw everybody right. Yeah, you're gone. Yeah, that's it. Done. Bring Burrow in. Let's go. So, no, I don't think Burrow should go. Look, I have Jamar Chase in a lot of my leagues, and I know with T. Higgins and everything. But look, guys, with Flacco, he's reliving his youth. He's been playing really, really well. Those guys are still eating. Don't risk Joe Burrow's career for another lost season. And I just, the Bengals, what are you doing? Invest in a defense. Invest in an offensive line.
Yes.
Because you are wasting some of the greatest offensive talent that this league has seen with Higgins and Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. Any of those guys on any of the top teams right now, you talk about Tampa Bay, you talk about the Rams, you talk about the Bills. I mean, what would Josh Allen do with T. Higgins or Jamar Chase? Ridiculous. Same thing, Drake May. What would he do with one of those guys?
Man.
And they're doing this with party favors and, B actors. So, what would they do with those guys? So, Cincinnati, you better do something because this is going to be an ugly offseason. Guys are not going to want to play for you anymore. And I'm surprised they even signed deals with you. So, it's interesting. But, guys, sit them. Everyone we just talked about, sit them. I hate saying that. I want to win my fantasy football league. But, man, let's look at the future. Let's look at the big picture. Time to sit them. So, we're going to take a little time out, guys. Here on Sideline Savants, we not only do fantasy football, we talk about a lot of other things. We also like to do some fun stuff. We get into some music. We get into some acting. We get into a little bit of everything. Culturally, we are all over the place. So I know we had our hip-hop fantasy draft last week, and I appreciate Shannon Smith doing that with me. It was a lot of fun doing that, just kind of sitting here shooting the shit about hip-hop, something we both love. And, this week I was sitting there trying to think of, man, what else can we do this week? And a song came on. I'm sitting here listening to Pandora, and a song came on. And I'm like, that is a good song. I remember that song back in the day. And I started bopping to it, and it was a kind of a one-hit wonder. I'm like, man, okay, boom. And as soon as I had that, I sent a little text to Smitty, and I said, man, what do you think of this for a little segment to jump in some fun stuff? And he's like, yeah, dude, that sounds pretty cool. So we are going to get into this halftime show. We are going to pay our respect to our favorite music and fantasy football one-hit wonders, because we've had a lot of them out there. We've had some great musical one-hit wonders throughout the years that we've all gotten down to, and then you wonder, okay, that was all they did. Okay, they had one song and that was it. And then same thing with fantasy football. We've had those guys that one year, boom, on the scene, dropping it. Wow. And then just fade away into oblivion. So I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to do my first one here. And the song that I listened to that I thought was a banger back in the day, had me bopping here, was PM Dawn, Set Adrift of Memory Bliss. They had the beat going, guys. I don't want to play anything because, again, I got licensing and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to get in trouble here. I don't need to get kicked off YouTube. But Set Adrift of Memory Bliss. Go ahead and play the song. They got the da 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 da. They got that beat going there, the Spandau Ballet beat, and they just tore it up there. That was their big hit. That was back in 1991. I was a sophomore in high school. Again, not going to disclose any ages over here. But, man, that was a hot song. I'm like, yeah, dude, that was, I was like, man, that's pretty much all they did. That was their chart topper. But rest in peace. I know, my man, the lead singer has passed away since. So PM Dawn was one of. So I'm like, okay, that was one of my favorite one-hit wonders. Who was one of my favorite one-hit wonder fantasy football players? And this guy had such a big impact, such a huge one-hit wonder for the NFL. It literally got him on the Madden cover of Madden. Peyton Hillis, and one of my favorite nicknames of all time, the albino rhino. He was phenomenal. I love that. I love that nickname for the Browns. 2010, he had over 294 PPR points. He was RB3. Never sniffed anything close to that again. I don't know if it was the Madden curse, the Browns curse, you name it. He had the trifecta curses. But Peyton Hillis was unstoppable that year, and it got him to the cover of Madden. And shout out to Peyton Hillis, because not too long ago, he actually saved somebody from drowning, which was phenomenal. Almost died himself, saving somebody, jumped in a lake and saved somebody and almost lost his own life being a hero. So congratulations to Mr. Hillis being a hero. But, man, what a fantasy football one-hit wonder. He had a phenomenal season. I don't know if you remember him, Smitty, but I know I do. And, again, I love that nickname, man. Albino Rhino. I loved it. It was awesome.
Oh, I sure do. I remember him because I picked him up in week 2, my second time ever playing fantasy football, and that dude got me a title. Like, I will always remember the albino rhino. That's my guy. I about went and got a Peyton Hillis jersey because of that. So I was like, yo, this is my guy. Then after that, it was just like, that was it. It was
fade
here
away.
Today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, NFL, not for long. NFL, not for long. So yet one of my favorites. And again, I do love that nickname. So, Smitty, yo, I'm throwing it to you. Let me hear a song. Give me a song. Sing me something beautiful. And then give me a player.
All right. So now this one is an honorable mention. This is actually not mine. This is from my 18-year-old niece.
Oh.
She was the one that did. She's a big music head. Me and her, we vibe through music. Us here at Boom, we vibe through sports. My niece and I, we vibe through music. She likes sports, but she's not like us, not big sports person. But she's a big music head. And so I told her about the show. I was about to go eat with one of my buddies. I told her about the show, and I said, if you think of one, I'll put it on the show. And she's like, oh, okay. No, the minute that I walk downstairs from her room, go and get my wallet, my phone, my keys, and get ready to go to the door, I hear, Uncle, I got one. And it was Godier, somebody that I used to know, in 2011. So now, looked at the video a little bit, I remember the song. Video was a little weird, a little weird video. But it was cool. I heard the song a few times on the radio. I'm like, okay.
Crazy to think that song was that long ago, but yeah, I guess it was.
Right.
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
I thought it was like yesterday, but no. Damn, damn, time flies.
Right. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, cool. So I used that. That's for her. But my player, going to 2014, this kind of hurt me because it was the Ravens, and he was on that Ravens squad that beat my 49ers in the Super Bowl. But Justin Forsett,
Oh, yes.
2014
Yes.
Ravens, 246.9 points. He was RB8, I believe. I
Yep.
think he was. But man, I remember Justin Forsett. I mean, with that Ravens defense, with the way the defense was and everything, because the Ravens, they had a simple formula back in that time. Hit you
Yep.
with the defense, run the football. That's what they done. Joe Flacco, he did his thing, as a passer, got his money, you know what I'm saying? But it was keep it simple. It was smash mouth defense, run the football at you. Let's see if you can last long. But that's what
Right.
they done. And Justin Forsett was one of those guys. He had that speed power kind of thing going on. So he wasn't Jamal Lewis. He wasn't Willis McGahee. He wasn't Derrick Henry. He wasn't your typical Ravens back. He
Right.
actually was the faster of most of the guys. And that's what set him apart from everyone. So that was cool. I like that a lot. So Justin Forsett and then go TA somebody that I used to know.
Yeah, and dude got a crazy voice, and I think that's what everybody kind of remembers what that song is. And my wife loved that song too. She went out and bought the CD, and of course, that's the only song she ever really played on it was that song. But yeah, you didn't have to cut me off. Like you, yeah, I mean, you don't even have to like the song, and the words to it because it's
Right.
and it's a pretty cool song. But yeah, one hit wonder, and
Yep.
that's crazy that it was that long ago. So, um, my next one, um, this guy for the Titans back in 2004 was wide receiver 8, had over 276 points, PPR points. Drew Bennett for the Tennessee Titans. Great season. Came out of nowhere. Who's this guy? Never saw him again. So Drew Bennett, Tennessee Titans, guys, look him up. He was a fantasy football monster that year, and I don't think he lasted another couple of years in the league.
Mm-mm.
And one of my favorite, all-time favorite one-hit wonders, and you would never think, guys, look back because this is legit, and this was off a bet. He was bet that he couldn't make a hit. And my man Rick James wrote this song and produced it for Mr. Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time. Guys, legit song. Go out there and look it up. My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party. So Eddie Murphy don't sing it like how he does his little. He got the leather outfit on and everything.
Yep.
You watch the video. You got Rick James in the background with the girls. Come on, classic '80s Eddie Murphy, peak of Eddie Murphy, guys. Eddie Murphy raw. When he
Delirious.
delirious when he came off of Saturday Night Live and then the
Yep.
Beverly Hills Cops and the 48 Hours, when he was raunchy Eddie Murphy, he was on fire, dude. He probably one of the greatest comedians out there, and still around, still doing his thing. But yes, Eddie Murphy, party all the time. When you got dough and you got friends in the right places, you can do anything you want. And Eddie did it, and he made himself a hit. That was great. I loved it. So, Eddie Murphy, party all the time, guys. Got to look it up, play it, watch the video. It's phenomenal. Throwback music. Gotta love it. Who else you got there, Mr. Smitty?
All right. So my player. So we'll go ahead and get the player here. Of course, this player is still going on in the NFL, and I know it because I cover his squad, the Carolina Panthers.
Mm.
This was him with Cleveland in 2007. Derek Anderson.
It's hard to believe he's still in the league. Crazy.
Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson. Wow. What a time. Derek Anderson. He was with the Panthers, actually. Yes. But, in 2007, 252.48, he was QB6. And that's crazy.
And at Browns won't, and playing for the Browns too.
It's crazy to say. A Cleveland Browns quarterback cracked the top 10 in fantasy football. But I'm going to tell you what, Derek Anderson was nice. He was nice. I like what he done in '07. He was one of those guys that was a go-to for Madden with me. But then after that, he was stumbling.
Yeah.
He did his Cleveland Browns impersonation, and yeah, it was not good. It hurts to see that, you know. What I mean, it really does. It hurts to see it. You
Right.
know, Cleveland, like you said, Cleveland, one of the best sports cities in America. They're starving for a winner. They almost had it, and this ain't the only Cleveland Brown I'm gonna even talk about on mine, which is crazy.
That's
But that
crazy.
tells you Cleveland has some ballers, and Derek Anderson was one of them. Now I'm a one-hit wonder. Now anybody who knows me personally knows that if there's an instrument I love, it's the saxophone.
I
And
like
I
the
remember when I
sax
first
too.
heard this song. I remember when I first heard this song and I heard the saxophone. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Then listened to the song a little further, and I was little. I was small. I was young. This is Young Smith. This is Little Smith right here. Little Smith was listening to these voices and was like, "Why do these guys sound different? Why did these guys rap a little differently?" And come to find out, they were white boys. And I was like, "Oh my god,
Yes.
I love this." In Too Deep, Back to the Hotel, the sample.
Yeah,
Yes, the
yeah,
sample.
yeah.
And almost everyone has sampled that song, the very song, that sample. I think that sample just screams, "You're going to have a hit, but it won't be for long." Because, Rump Shaker, that was another sample from them.
Right.
Jay-Z sampled that song. I mean,
Hey,
really,
that's all you need is one. Hey, you
right,
get one, you can make your dough off of one, dude. Hey,
right.
give me one. I'll
But
take one.
I love that song. I mean, my favorite part of the song, I still remember my favorite part of that song when the bass drops in and dude raps over the bass line. Acid in my bottle, so I gotta get some more. Put the pedal to the metal, back to the liquor store, if you know what I mean. Because I'm feeling kind of funky, a sick, strip pull a donkey. That's one of my favorite parts. I was like, I love that
I
part.
love it.
Yes. Classic. Loved it.
That's good
92.
stuff. 92. Yeah. Sophomore in high school, I was. Yeah. So I do remember the song. I was bumping it in the ride, so I do
Yes.
remember that.
Yes.
Let's get another one here. Let's get a little funky here. With 2008, talking fantasy football, Mr. Steve Slayton,
Whoo.
RB7, 271.9 PPR points, was playing for the Texans, had a phenomenal year. Downhill from there. Steve Slayton, just one hit. Great year. Never saw him again. Crazy. And my song, I cannot tell a lie. 1990, I had the Skids overalls, West Palm Beach Auditorium. This dude came to the West Palm Beach Auditorium. Rex and Effects opened up for him. Little rump shaker. All I want to do is boom, boom. Just shake your rump. Yeah, I sat there and opened them. But my man Vanilla Ice, I remember mom got me tickets for Christmas one year. It was the first concert I went to by myself at the West Palm Beach Auditorium. Everybody knows Ice Ice Baby. It's still the biggest
Yes.
one-hit wonder. You don't know why, but it was just, again, I was living in South Florida. Everybody had a 5.0 with the rag top down. It was just one of those songs that just everybody listened to. I rocked it. I played it out. I was 15 years old. I look back at the time and man, what was wrong with me?
No, you're right.
but he's made a career out of it. He's lived up to it. The fake persona, whatever, and then some of the other stuff that went on behind scenes, and he got sued for copyright infringement with the sampling and everything. So, but my man, Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby, 1990, it will live on for infamy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But my man Steve Slayton, 2008 RB7 for the Texans. It was crazy. One hit wonder. Who you got next?
Oh man, hey, don't feel bad. Ice Ice Baby is in the iTunes, and yes, every now and then I visit that song. So hey, it's all good, man. I get
I
it.
had cuts. My mom was a hairdresser. I got the cuts in the fade, dude. I had the cuts in the eyebrow. Yeah. I
I
had
love it.
the skids, the skids overalls, the little plaid
Yes.
overalls, and I'd always hang the one side down and
Yup.
fold the one
You
side
gotta
down.
hang the side. You
Hey,
got to.
gotta hang the side down.
Got to, man.
I was rocking the Andre Agassi Nikes back
I
then
love
too. The
it.
tennis. Oh yeah, I remember, man. Oh,
Classic.
had me some Z Cavarici jeans
Uh,
back in the day. Yeah, rocking that
uh.
stuff. That I thought I was the coolest dude in the world, but
Hey,
you
I
know.
get it. I understand, man. Hey, look, I
If
get
I
it.
saw that kid today, I would shake my head like, "Damn, dude, what
Right.
were you doing?" But
We
I'll
all been
still
there.
rock it. I'll still do it.
Yeah, we all been there, man.
I still fold my khakis with the cuff.
That's what
So
I'm
let's
talking
go.
about.
Tuck and
That's
fold with them khakis. Let's
that's
go.
what I'm talking about.
So the
Yes.
khaki doesn't scrape on the ground.
Oh man,
Yes. What?
so my player, my one hit wonder in fantasy football, we going to Green Bay. We going to Green Bay on this one. Jordan Reed.
Yeah. What happened to him? Oof.
Man, listen, Jordan Reed. I'm gonna tell you what that dude could ball.
Fire.
29.4 fantasy points per game average. That was insane. At one point in time, he caught 9 catches. He had 9 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown against the Packers. It should have been the start along like a Gronk. He was supposed to put up Gronk numbers before Gronk. He was Gronk before Gronk was.
Right.
But my dude was nice, but then, it did not last long at all.
Right.
Jordan Reed in 2015, he was a beast at tight ends. And once again, back when the tight end was a bucket
Right.
in fantasy football, the tight end was a bucket. You could look and you could probably have 3 tight ends on one team and probably put up receiver numbers with those 3 guys if the price was right. So yes. So Jordan Reed, 29.4 PPR per game. And my one hit wonder. See, this is middle school Smith right here. I spent a lot of time at school dances. This is middle school Smith right here, though. Like and it's really crazy. Tidbit about myself here. The house my house right here is right next to my old middle school where I went. I live right next to it. They now turned it into like a Christian school now. It's not what it was. The school closed down in 2002. They built middle schools, 4 middle schools in my hometown, and they had to close the doors of it. But fond memories of Woodward Middle School. Our basketball team was undefeated. All 3 years I was there. Baseball team was undefeated as well, too. Played on 7th and 8th grade. Fun time. But Lou Bega came out. And you want to talk about embarrassing, with the Vanilla Ice thing? You want to talk about that? Lou had us wearing fedoras.
I need a little Smitty in my life.
Lou had us wearing fedoras for no dang reason. No reason whatsoever. A fedora with an outfit don't even fit, don't even match. Looking like Panama Jack. I mean, for real. Had us doing that. Lou had us doing that with Mambo number 5.
A little Monica in my life. A little Angela in my life. I can see a little Smitty now in the corner.
Yes.
Yep. Let's go.
I thought I was the man. I mean, for real, man.
He had the penny loafers on.
Yes.
Yep. The Buster Browns. No socks.
Oh man, what a time! What a time, man.
Innocent times.
Yes.
I love it.
What a time.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right.
That's back to you on that one. That's a transition in itself right there.
Oh, good Lord. And it's hard to believe that was 1999. I can't believe it was 26 years ago. Damn, time flies, man.
Wow.
But we're going to go to 2013. We're going to talk some Philly special.
Oh.
This dude lit it up got himself a nice little contract, but was a one-hit wonder.
Mm.
Nick Foles.
Whoa, yeah. Oh,
Over
yeah.
259 PPR points.
Mm.
QB number 11, almost a top 10 QB. Played himself into starting jobs and just ran with it. And didn't do much after that, but that Eagles team, he was on fire. So Nick Foles, 2013 Eagles, watch out now. Crazy. And this song lives rent free in my head forever. 1996. I was in upstate New York. This song came out. Every bar, every club you went to, this song would get every drunk person to lose their minds and start dancing, myself included. They were doing it everywhere. It took the nation by storm. Los Del Rio, the Macarena. Hey, Macarena. I mean, it blew up, and it was played literally because I was in the bar every night. It played in the bar this is during my college years, my blue period. It played every night. It played everywhere. Everybody was doing the frickin' Macarena. They were doing it in stadiums. They were doing it in the White House. They were doing it on the corner. Old people were doing it. Like they were doing the Macarena in like the old folks' homes. Like it was everywhere. Everybody was doing the damn Macarena, and it's still in here. So every once in a while, I'll be in the car or I'll be in the shower, and it'll be like some quiet time, and then all of a sudden, and all of a sudden it'll just pop in your head, and I'll have like these weird freaking flashbacks of drunk doing the Macarena in upstate New York. Until the day I die, Macarena is going to be stuck in there.
Oh yeah,
Los Del Rio, you guys killed me. But yeah, Nick Foles, 2013, my fantasy one-hit wonder. But yes, the Macarena lives rent-free in my head since 1996.
Mine too, man. Mine too. Lord have mercy.
Oh yes,
doing it in the classroom.
Everywhere, everyone.
Doing it everywhere.
Everyone.
Yes.
The squeegee guy on the corner doing the Macarena while he was washing your window. No, it was terrible. Oh,
I mean, for real, it was
terrible.
Crazy. I still have flashbacks of it myself too. You know, just you be thinking around randomly, just dun 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 dun. There it is, and you're like, oh my god. I still don't know what those guys are saying either.
No, not a home. Hey, Macarena. That's all I get. Hey, macaroni. Who knows? You never knew. And then again, it's loud in the club. You don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, I saw people doing it that shouldn't have been doing it. Yeah, it was
same.
Rent
Oh
free.
my god.
And now that I've been talking about it for the next week, it's going to be stuck in my head again. And and it's inevitable. Like I'm going to be in an elevator somewhere, and it's going to play, and I'm going to start crying in the elevator right there. I knew it would haunt me. It came back. All right, who else you got, buddy?
Man, I'm gonna tell you though, this fantasy one hit wonder breaks my heart a lot because, oh my Lord, what would have been for this player, Josh Gordon?
Smoke dog.
Man, Josh Gordon in 2013, you weren't
monster.
touching that man.
Monster.
You were not touching that dude.
Second coming to Randy Moss. Monster.
Yes. There was a stretch. He had a 2-game stretch where he racked up 498 yards in 2 games.
Crazy.
In the last 7 games of the season, he had 1,020 yards and 6 touchdowns in the last 7 games of the season.
Right.
And he was a Cleveland Brown. Again.
Yep.
Again. He was a Cleveland Brown. dude could ball. Like he could ball all day long.
Straight up.
But then, of course, he loved the ganja too much, and
Stay off the
yeah.
weed, Stephen
Oh
A.
man,
Smith would say.
yeah. Stephen
Yeah,
A.
he
Smith,
he just killed his career, man.
he did, and he tried a little bit of a comeback with the NFL. The NFL's let him back in a few
Numerous
times,
times, like
and
three times.
he just couldn't do it. He just could
Nope.
not do it. The UFL, he was with the UFL for a little bit. He wasn't
Yep.
what he was, but it was cool seeing him play football again. But 2013, Josh Gordon ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna walk through the door again. It was a great time, fun while it lasted. Just like this song right here, but it's still lasting. A one-hit wonder. You every basketball game. I'm a Carolina Tar Heel fan. They play this before the jump ball. Like every basketball team, like from like every college, high school as well too, play this song before the jump ball. It's synonymous with sports now. Jump around, House of
Oh,
Pain.
great song.
Still a classic.
Great
Still a
song.
classic. I'm telling you, I loved it. Shout out to Everlast, shout out to DJ Lethal, who was spinning records for House of Pain and then turned around and spin records for Limp Bizkit. So, and my niece loves Limp Bizkit. She does. Kids nowadays, I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy what kids pick up on when you're younger. When they grow up, you see
Right.
it again.
Yep.
It was crazy, but man, what a time that was! What a great song! Still a great song to me. Anytime that song comes on, I get hype. I mean, one of the best. Get up, stand up, go on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, jump across the ceiling. Still classic.
I had
Came
to,
to
when
get
they
down.
first came out in 1992, man. I was again sophomore in high school. I had the House of Pain T-shirt, rocking it,
Yep.
dude. I wish I still had that. It would have been the OG T-shirt. We were some money right now, but
Oh yeah.
I remember when that came out. We would blast that thing here.
Oh yeah. Classic.
Awesome, great song. Still hits. I still hear it. It still comes on when I'm listening to Pandora, and it still gets me hyped up. So, yeah, love it. I love it. Great song, guys. Everybody has their one hit wonder musically. Everybody has their one hit wonder through the NFL. Who do you have? All right, you heard what we had. We just only a few, but drop us a comment. Let us know who you had. Who was some other one hit wonders out there? I know I can. There's a few more in the NFL ranks, and there's a hell of a lot more in the musical ranks too.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
awesome, man. I appreciate you doing that, Mr. Smitty. I love the cultural impact, and that we can kind of do some fun stuff on here, man. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that had me bugging today, and
Yes.
throughout the week here, just kind of thinking of these one hit wonders, and it's amazing how long they last. And I can't remember where I put my damn car keys, but I can remember a one hit wonder from 1992.
Right.
Go figure that out. The
Right.
mind works so crazily. It really does, man.
It
So,
does.
but now we're gonna jump back into let's fantasy football. We've had enough of the halftime show here. We're gonna jump in because we are gonna start talking about what everybody wants to hear. We're in week 11. It's crazy. Week 11 already, man. This year has started flying by, dude. We're like Thanksgiving's around the corner. Santa Claus is coming. Then it's the new year. And then we start the slow trek, ending fantasy football back to it starting again. So, but we are going to just milk this and we're going to enjoy the next 4+ weeks of fantasy football, guys. We are not going anywhere. We're still going to be here for you on Sideline Savants. So we're going to still talk you through the rest of the year. We're going to talk you through your playoffs and hopefully hear about some championships. So, Mr. Podcast Smitty, let's start with who we're starting. Who are we starting this week right now?
All right. So we talked about him beforehand, and we'll go ahead and start with the quarterback position. Matthew Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward, even though I can't stand both teams. That is going to be a shootout, I believe, between two quarterbacks. That's going to be a duel. I'm looking forward to it. But Matthew Stafford, I think, is going to be the better of the two.
Right.
Start Matthew Stafford. Start Drake May. Drake May
He's
is
on fire.
yes, having
Fire.
an MVP caliber type season right now. And I think he's got a creamy matchup this week here on Thursday Night Football. But, you know, the Thursday night games, you know how they are. But I don't live in a world. I was talking to my buddy on Monday, and I don't live in a world where the New England Patriots are going to lose twice to the Jets. I don't live in that world. I don't know. But,
Not these Jets.
right. Start Drake May and also start Aaron Rodgers. You will see a trend through my starts. You'll see a trend through my starts.
Okay.
You will understand that trend. So start Aaron Rodgers because it's the Bengals. Think about that.
That's true. He needs a bounce. He needs a bounce back game. He had one of his worst games of his career this past week.
And now we go to the running back position. Jahmyr Gibbs. Start Jahmyr Gibbs. Make sure Gangsta Gibbs is in there. It is a division game. And I know these division games are going to be tough.
Right.
Looking at you, Carolina Panthers. But the thing about it is, I think that Detroit is out for it this year offensively. One of the toughest offensive teams out there. And it starts with the running game. Jahmyr Gibbs, put him in there. Devon Achane. Start him.
Still dangerous. Still dangerous.
Yes, I still think that he can still rip it up, run the football real well. I think he can. Little creamy matchup right here for the Miami Dolphins. And start Jaylen Warren because it's the Bengals. It's the Bengals. Receiver position. The Dallas Cowboys coming off the bye. That means you'll see a lot of CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
So start CeeDee Lamb. And they are on Monday Night Football, I believe. Playing the Raiders. I think so. Yeah. So CeeDee Lamb. Start him. And Jalen Waddle as well, too. Start Jalen Waddle. Good matchup for him. And start DK Metcalf because it's the Bengals. And at the tight end position, my boy, George Kittle, is going to be tough.
Homer pick.
It's going to be tough. That's why. Arizona has trouble covering the tight end position. They have trouble covering the tight end position. And I think that this is going to be a better quarterback duel than what we're going to see because Jacoby Brissett has been setting it off in these past 2 weeks.
Yep.
So has Mac Jones been doing the same thing. Mac Jones has been doing the same thing.
Right.
So this is going to be fun to watch, and he's getting the tight end position back into it. George has had a little trouble with the injury, but he's shaking that off because he's a tough individual. He will do that. Kyle Pitts, he's playing the Panthers, and the Panthers have trouble with the underneath as well, too, with the tight end position. Trust me, I cover them. I know this. So Kyle Pitts and Jonnu Smith, last but not least, because
playing the Bengals.
It's the Bengals.
It's Bengals.
And that's my starts from Podcast Smitty.
I love it. Good stuff right there. Let's see who I got. You talked about him earlier, Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett has been playing really good football. They done threw Kyler Murray in the trash can, closed the lid, and rolled him down the hill. So I mean, they literally. Now it starts where is Kyle Murray going to play next year?
Yes.
Is it Miami? Is it New Orleans? You know, so we've already started the countdown. He may go play baseball.
Tyrod Taylor. I think he is Tyrod Taylor 2.0.
Don't do that to Tyrod. Why are you going to do that to Tyrod Taylor?
And here's why. Because he's going to be a backup the whole time. He's going to be a career backup. And I hate to say that because I like Tyrod Taylor. I like him a little more than I do Kyler Murray.
He needs to go play baseball again.
Yes.
Yeah, but Jacoby Brissett playing against your 49ers. I know it's going to be a tough 49ers defense is still there, but I think it's going to be a shootout. Marvin Harrison Jr., he's still got Trey McBride. So give me Jacoby Brissett against the 49ers divisional game. They're winning some games, so watch out for the Cardinals, a little dirty bird action. Give me Travion Henderson, the Patriots. What a breakout game he had last week. 2 Macker touchdowns. The last touchdown, he kind of gave the sideline the do I score look or not, which was kind of funny. I love that. It was some good stuff right there. But finally showing fantasy football owners what he could be. I know he's got a little bit of an injury, but I think he's going to be fine. But Travion Henderson, I like him. Give me him. Um, he's going against the Jets. So the Jets keep jetting. Travion is going to run all over him, especially on a Thursday night. Wide receiver Parker Washington for the Jacksonville Jaguars has come out of nowhere. Back-to-back 17-point performances. I think he's the new number one there in Jacksonville. Hunter down, out for the year, has to have surgery on the knee, which is sad to see. Brian Thomas Jr. not existent this year. So Parker Washington for the Jacksonville Jaguars has stepped up and really has been playing consistent football. He's going to get catches. He's going to get targets. Old Trevor has to throw the ball to somebody. So give me Parker Washington against the Chargers. They're going to need to air it out to kind of compete with that Chargers offense there. And tight end Dalton Schultz. Sounds like a beer. Dalton Schultz. Going against the Titans. Titans aren't very good, but the Texans and Davis Mills has been playing really good football with C.J. Stroud on the sidelines there. And Dalton Schultz has been reaping the benefits of it. He had 18 points against the Jaguars. He's a nice safety valve for them there in Houston. So give me Dalton Schultz. Again, you guys need a waiver wire pickup. Those are a couple of guys on there too you can probably pick up. But those are my starts of the week. Smitty, who you sitting?
All right. So for the quarterback position, do not play Bo Nix against the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't do it.
Yeah, you had an ugly game Thursday night.
Super ugly game. It's going to be defense, and more defense. They're going to beat the tar at each other. Now, granted, it's going to be a good football game, but not a good fantasy game. And that's the reason why I no knock to Bo, even though he's not my guy. But he can still ball. Patrick Mahomes, same way. But it's going to be a defensive game. Big fight feel. That's what it's going to be. And do not play Trevor Lawrence either. I think Trevor Lawrence, it looks like a not so hard matchup, but with him being on again, off again, of course, he's got the whole who's his number one. We don't know.
Right.
So that's the reason why. Running back position, do not play Kenneth Walker III. Zach Charbonnet is more of your guy to play. And also, too, this is going to be a passing game. This is, once again, this quarterback duel is going to be nuts. Smith and Jigba with Sam Darnold. Puka Nacua with Matthew Stafford. I hate that Devontae Adams might not be playing in this game, but I still think that regardless of it all, this is going to be a quarterback battle. And do not play Chase Brown because it's the Bengals. Wide receiver position, do not play Cortland Sutton. I think that Troy is being favored a little more than Cortland Sutton. Right. The double teams are coming towards him more than anything. And at least Troy Franklin underneath. And they were teammates in college. I think they were teammates.
Yep.
In college. That's what I was going to say. I thought they were. And do not play Devonta Smith. The Philadelphia Eagles ought to be ashamed of themselves. Him and the Packers ought to be ashamed of themselves for that very bad game on Monday Night Football.
That was painful.
It was so bad. I mean, it was so misleading about that game is, it looked like a defensive battle, but honestly, when both the offenses are playing like
it's just bad offense.
Looks great.
Yeah.
And it killed me. I was like, oh, Lord have mercy.
Where did Saquon Barkley, where have you gone?
Right. Right. Nothing.
Jordan Love looks terrible. I mean, that was an ugly game, dude.
It's so bad, man. I mean, for real. In that tight end position, do not, once again, I was high on him, and he's on my team, but do not play Hunter Henry this week. Don't play Hunter Henry. I think his light's kind of fading because Drake is going downfield is why. Mm-hmm. That's why. I mean, sometimes your options broaden when you're getting time and going down the field as frequently as New England has.
Right.
So sorry about that, Hunter. And do not play Cade Otton as well too. I like Cade, but once again, the injury bug is what's getting Tampa Bay right now. Ibuka is still emerging, still playing good at the receiver position. And the running game with White in the backfield going pretty good, but I think Baker has just got too many guys that are hurt
Yeah.
on that
It's
offense, and that's kind of
catching up
taken
on
away.
him.
Yeah, it's taken away from the offense. So
Yeah.
those are the sits from Podcast Smitty.
I like it. Yeah, Tampa Bay, Baker's fallen off a little bit. He's still got heart of a champion, but that team has taken a couple of hits here the past couple of weeks. So it has been rough. Baker has slipped out of the MVP convo as of right now. My sits of the week, let's pull them up here. Dude, you talked about that defensive game there in Denver. Patrick Mahomes, I think, is going to have one of his worst fantasy football games of the year. He's playing against a Denver's Bronco defense that wants to eat him alive. They are smelling that division right now. And if they can beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they have a chance to have Patrick Mahomes miss the playoffs. So Denver knows how important this game is. They can make the Chiefs miss the playoffs. So the dagger is coming. So watch Denver to play inspired football, especially on the defensive side, and put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And then running back Tony Pollard's been kind of disappointing. That whole Tennessee Titans offense has been disappointing this year. They're going against Houston, the number one scoring defense in the league. They are playing really good football. Stingley is still that dude on that Houston defense. So that's going to be an ugly game. I think Tennessee is going to be out of their league with that, even with no C.J. Stroud. Wide receiver Jamar Chase, man, I love you, dude, but you're going against Pitt. Pittsburgh Steelers defense still can eat. T.J. Watt is still that dude. Joe Flacco's old. The blue pill is going to start wearing off here soon. He's only got so much left in him. T. Higgins is his favorite target now. He even forgot you were playing. The memory's not good once you get older. You start losing some stuff. So I think that is going to be an ugly Bengals game. I can see the Bengals offense just getting shut down in that game. Pittsburgh knows they need to win football games. They can smell the Ravens coming. They hear the birds flapping in the background. So they got to win some games here. And I think Cincinnati's going to get destroyed in this game. And I think Joe Burrow's toe is going to swell up again. And I don't think he comes back this year. So, and then tight end, of course, Mr. Swifty, Travis Kelce. If you sit in Patrick Mahomes, sit Travis Kelce, keep it 100. Denver defense is going to shut them down. It's going to be an interesting weekend there with Kansas City and Denver, and I think Kansas City is going to struggle against that Denver defense. Now, we're getting late. We've had a lot of fun. We've talked a lot of stuff here. It is time. It's time to get a little Steph Curry night going on here. So, my man, Mr. Podcast Smitty, who should we not sleep on this weekend?
Now, I know you've been trashing them a little bit, and so have I. But I feel kind of weird saying this as sleeper picks.
Okay. Where's there?
But don't sleep on Joe Flacco. Don't sleep on Joe. And I'll get to that.
Sleepy Joe.
And I'll get to that in a minute. But also, too, don't sleep on Tua Tagovailoa.
Shell shock.
When it comes down to winning the game,
beat the Bills.
But both these quarterbacks, when it comes down to winning the game, no. But when it comes down to stats, putting up points, yes. What I want you to understand with Joe Flacco, and plus, I'm going to get back to that later. I'm going to go ahead and move on right here and get to the running game right here because I'm going to come back to this. But the running game.
Okay, I got you.
Don't sleep on Woody Marks. Don't sleep on Woody. Woodrow.
Okay. Woodrow.
Go and play Woodrow against some Titans. Amari DeMercado against my 49ers. It breaks my heart to say that.
Wow.
But Amari.
Wow.
The running back by committee. with the Cardinals has been the thing. They don't know who's going to run the football. Bam Knight 1 week, but Amari, I
Yep.
think he might be the one they settle with. And Quinshawn Judkins coming back from the injury. He had 82 yards last week.
I hope so.
Not bad. Not bad. Getting that shoulder right. So, yes, plug him in. Don't be afraid. Plug him in. Wide receiver. Now, this is where I'm going to get back to what I'm talking about right here. Jameson Williams. Play Jameson. Huh. Oh, a little bit of Jameson right there. Play him. Tyler Lockett and the Raiders.
Wow.
Play him against the Cowboys.
He's going throwback.
Yes, I know, right? It's kind of weird saying that, not Seattle.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But my real sleeper definitely is got to be Jamar Chase. I say play him. This is why I say this. Now listen to me. The same defense that shut down my man Jonathan Taylor allowed 342 yards from Daniel Jones. You honestly think for 1 minute that Joe Flacco cannot just sit back in the pocket and throw the ball up and say, Jamar Chase, catch it? Yes. Yes, he can. I think so.
With TJ Watt bearing down on you?
Get rid of it quickly.
Joe's not quick.
You got him there.
Joe's not quick. That little
again,
scooter can only go so fast, man. You know them old guys in the little scooters?
I get it. But yet and still, they've left points and yards on the field. They've done that.
Okay.
The Steelers have done that. Once again, winning the game? Absolutely not. But yards? Yes.
We'll see.
Let it be. Don't be afraid, guys. Do not be scared to play those two in the tight end position. Dalton Schultz. Yes, he was a sleeper tight end for me. You got your immediate start. He's a sleeper for me. And then Pat Freiermuth with the Pittsburgh Steelers underneath at the tight end spot. Once again, it's the Bengals defense.
It's the Bengals defense.
And those are my sleepers.
I like it. We'll see who's right next week here. We both went against the grain here a little bit. I see your side of it too. So we'll see. Let me pull up my sits here, my sleepers. Where's my sleepers at here? Let's get my sleepers in there. Tez Johnson.
Ooh, yeah, Tez
has really emerged in Tampa Bay. He has, my man has needed some help there with Evans going down, and the rest of that offense looking, hurt. Bucky Irvin's still hurt. So Tez Johnson against the Buffalo Bills. That's the Tatanka's on there. If you guys haven't seen Dancing with Wolves and don't know what a buffalo is, Tatanka. But they're going to need to air it out. Baker Mayfield's going to need to score some points. So Tez Johnson, Amika Mbuka have been those dudes for them. So give me Tez. Don't sleep on him. And yes, we talked about it earlier. It's looking like Devontae's not going to be in this game this weekend. So Jordan Whittington, Matt Stafford has to throw somebody the ball. And Puka's only going to get so much. He's going to get his. Puka's going to get his.
Oh, yeah.
But Jordan Whittington, you guys, if you need if you need to dig deep, we're digging deep here, giving you some guys because I know with injuries, I know with bye weeks, sometimes you're looking for that. You're looking for that guy. And Whittington, I think he's going to get some catches against Seattle. They're going to have to throw the football, and they need to be out there. Also look for Tutu Atwell out there too. I know Tutu tends to step up too. Tutu tends to step up too when someone goes down for Matt Stafford. So let's see if he can continue the 4 TD, no interception trend there. And then R.J. Harvey. J.K. Dobbins looks like he's going to be hurt. The Denver Broncos are going to need some kind of offense. So R.J. Harvey running the football. Also in the passing game. R.J. Harvey can catch the football out of the backfield. They're going to need some type of offense to keep Seattle on their heels. And again, J.K. hurt. So put R.J. Harvey in there, the good rook. And then Terrence Ferguson. Again, we talked about Matt Stafford. Digging deep, Terrence Ferguson. His targets have gone up week to week. He's really stepping up for Mr. Matt Stafford. Mr. Stafford likes to throw the ball 45, 50 times a game. So don't be surprised if this is an air attack on both sides of the football between Seattle and the Rams. So let's go. Terrence Ferguson, my sleeper of the week. And there you guys have it. We've laid it all out there for you. We've given you some good stuff. We've given you some great stuff. Now, let us know what you think. Don't be afraid to drop a comment question in there. Let us know. We'll read it on air. We'll do that stuff. It's our show. We'll do what we do. One hit wonders. Let us know what you were listening to back in the day. Let us know what you listen to now. We like to hear it. We are more than just fantasy football. We are a cultural phenomenon. We like to talk about everything and do everything in here. So, my man Shannon Smith, give the people where you're at, what you got going on this week.
Oh, definitely catch me in the Cat Cave on Thursdays on Tobacco Road Sports Radio's YouTube channel, part of the Fantasy First Sports Network, powered by the Fantasy First Sports Network. We'll have to talk about my Panthers hurting themselves against the Saints. Got to talk about that. Really, really rough. We talked a little bit of junk the week before, and now we got to eat crow.
Oh,
when it comes down to it. And it's going to be rough to do on this Thursday show. Friday, Quick Hits will be on the Boom Broadcasting Network.
Love
Gonna talk about Ali Ovechkin's 900 goals. Sid the Kid being the kid at 38. And also
Crazy.
to maybe cover the inductions of the NHL Hall of Fame.
Like it.
Of course, correlating that to all of your team sports out there. I like to pull a little bit. Got a good reception from the last show where I talked about the younger talent of the NHL, but we're a little more on Quick Hits. We're going to be talking more sports still going. Our sports are going great right now in the fall, heading into the winter.
Cool. Well, looks like we lost Mr. Smitty, but that's okay. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. We are here, Sideline Savants, 12 p.m. on Wednesdays. We are also on demand, so don't be afraid to check us out at any time on the Boom Broadcasting Network. I also do Three from Deep. The new podcast just dropped on Monday, so if you love NBA basketball, we talk about the early NBA season here on Three from Deep. So again, this has been Sideline Savants. That was my man, Podcast Smitty. I am Jason Calenzo. This is the Boom Broadcasting Network. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to get to 600, guys. Help us out. I know you can. And we will see you next week. Peace. Go out and win your week, guys. Let's go. Make that playoff push.